One of the great things about turning is by using some handy shop products, you can transform what would otherwise be scrap into a useful and attractive project. Today we're going to be using this Frankenstein's monster of glued up scrap to turn a pretty neat looking peppermill and salt shaker combo. The first thing you'll need is a suitable turning blank. The minimum dimensions for the workpiece are 2.5 inches square by about 6 inches long. First, mark the center on both ends of the blank. There are many methods, but we used a center finding jig. With the centers marked, it's time to drill. The German-made Famag kit includes everything you need. Start by drilling a 1.5 inch diameter hole 1.25 inches deep on the top end of the blank. Next, drill a 1.5 inch diameter hole 3/8 of an inch deep in the bottom of the base. We then cut the top from the base, leaving at least 2 inches in length for the top and 3 3/4 for the base. Using the center point of the previously drilled hole in the base as a starting point, drill a 1 1/16 inch diameter hole through the entire remainder of the base. Now, move to the top half and drill a 7/16 diameter hole through the entire remainder of the top. That's it for drilling. Now over to the lathe. We used a 1.5 inch expanding sanding drum to chuck our blanks. These are commonly used on drills and available at most hardware stores. We started with the top half, but chucking and turning either half is much the same. We used the square-edged cutter from our 3-piece Carbide insert turning set to rough out the shape. After roughing, it's best to set some boundaries for the finished length of the half you're working on. The diamond tool wears many hats. In addition to parting off, it's excellent for detail work like coves and beads. Using the diamond turning tool, cut in a parting line or lines demarcating 2 inches for the top half or 3 3/4 inches for the base, depending on which half you're working on. After you've set your limits and cut any decorative details, use the round carbide cutter to smooth and refine your workpiece to finished shape. We decided to sand and finish the top before chucking in the base. We find that mesh abrasives load less, and our 5-roll assortment makes it easy to work through the grits. Starting with 150, move through the grits up to 600. After sanding, remove all sanding debris from your blank. We used a paper towel and Odie's safer solvent for this task. Using the Odie's not only cleans the piece, but also highlights any problem areas that might still need attention before applying finish. We used Odie's oil applied with a 1500 grit Scuff pad to finish. Odie's is food safe and extremely easy to apply. Let the oil soak into the wood, then buff out for a lustrous, food-safe finish. Repeat the turning, sanding, and finish process for the other half, and you're ready for assembly. To assemble, insert the grinder housing and support into the bottom of the base blank, followed by the top half of the grinder mechanism, making sure to align its slots with those of the grinder housing. Then insert the grinder shaft with spring and lower half of the grinding mechanism. Keep the mechanism depressed with one hand. With the other, affix the grinder retainer, lining up the holes in the retainer with the slots. Screw in the mounting screws to mount the grinder retainer. Insert the grinder sleeve into the bottom of the head blank. Screw in the mounting screws to mount the grinder sleeve. Slide the grinder sleeve over the grinder shaft. Place the salt shaker cap over the grinder shaft. Follow with the adjusting nut and secure the assembly. There you have it, a great project from scraps made with some favorite products. Fill the top with salt and the base with peppercorns and ring the dinner bell.